Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another FIFA Flow podcast. Today we are here with season 3, episode 3 of the podcast, guys. And yeah, guys, sorry for the delay, guys. It's been about 2 weeks since I haven't uploaded a podcast. That's because last week I was sick. But even if I wasn't sick, I had like a lot of school final exams, a lot of tests, a lot of projects for the last 2 weeks of school. So I just wanted to make sure I was focused on that. But now that it's summertime, we can upload podcasts. We can stream some FIFA, which I actually streamed the first gaming video of the FIFA Flow podcast, guys. This Saturday or last Saturday, I actually streamed the first FIFA live stream. So if you guys, thank you for. I think we had 3 people who came by. So thank you to everyone who came by and said hi. And just joined and watched the stream. But yeah, guys, since there's not many like football games going on at the moment, we just kind of got like football news. And even when there's not much football news to talk about, I guess I'll be streaming some FIFA 22, maybe some eFootball, and maybe some Fall Guys, because FIFA 22 is just a different breed, guys. I hate this game now. I really don't care about FIFA 22 anymore, so I just can't be like I can't be asked to play that game. It's so bad. It's such a bad game. I really don't care about it anymore, guys. Um, but I mean, I'll play it for you guys because it's a football game and this is a football channel. But like, even if I wanted, if I had a choice to play, I probably would pick Fall Guys over FIFA. But yeah, guys, as I said, we got a lot of football news to talk about since we haven't uploaded in 2 weeks now, guys. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's talk about. We're gonna be talking about mainly Paris Saint-Germain. I wanted to talk about and kind of World Cup predictions as well, guys. I wanted to go deep into what the meaning of number 10 of the number 10 jersey means. I wanted to go deep into that, give my thoughts on just these football transfers, and then of course my thoughts on World Cup and who should win the World Cup. And kind of I wanted to talk about the debate of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi and who, because this could be Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup. So if it was if it was Argentina versus Portugal, I kind of want to go deep into talking about who deserves it more, why they deserve it more, and just talk about that and end this debate. Or maybe not end this debate, but give my opinion on the debate, guys. So yeah, let's get right into it. I want to talk about Di Maria and go straight into the meaning of number 10, guys, because is this guy is a number 10 type player. And what I mean by number 10 player, guys, is a number 10 player is someone like, I guess you can say that first number 10 was Mesut Ozil. He was the meaning of number 10. Even Lionel Messi, I think Mesut Ozil and Lionel Messi were the first 2 players to kind of bring out that number 10 role. And what I'm trying to say here is the number 10 role kind of represents that midfielder role, the central player role. That I guess someone who's a magician, who dribbles very nicely. He's a magician. He's a creative midfielder, a creative player. So we saw that with Messi. When Pep Guardiola managed Barcelona, when Messi was there, when Messi was under Pep Guardiola at Barcelona, Messi was a different breed, guys. Messi dropped back into the midfield, was a defensive player. He was a magician, dribbling through all the opponents, like midfield and defense. He was a magician, of course, as I just said. He was a creative midfielder who created chances for his teammates, for goal scoring opportunities. And that's what I mean by number 10. We saw that with Mesut Ozil, the lost legend who should have stayed at Real Madrid and could have won a Champions League at Real Madrid, but unfortunately went to Arsenal, who he didn't have a bad time at Arsenal, but and Madrid, of course. Madrid is the best team in the world, history wise, the best team in the world. So he could have stayed there, won a Champions League, but he went to Arsenal and then went to I believe the Saudi League to get some money. But yeah, as I said, Mesut Ozil and Lionel Messi kind of are the meaning of that number 10 role. Those creative midfielders who drop back into the midfield, I guess, who create chances, the magicians. So that's someone like Di Maria. I think Di Maria is kind of, he should be known as that. He's kind of, what I have to say about Di Maria is he's kind of a more of an attacking, wide number 10 player. and so he's on the wide. He plays wide as a right winger. He's more attacking, and then he's a number 10, of course, because he's a magician. At only 34 years old, he's a magician, as well as he creates very beautiful chances for Paris Saint Germain, or in fact for any club he goes to. And for instance, for this case, it's going to be Juventus. So he's going to be creating those chances. He's going to be a magician at Juventus, and I think this is going to be a great deal for Juventus. They're going to have Vlahovic, Chiesa, and Di Maria up top. So I think with the departure of Dybala, I think Di Maria is an excellent signing for Juventus, guys. And yeah, as I wanted to say, yeah, Di Maria, of course, one of the most underrated number 10s this century. He's spent 7 years at Paris Saint Germain. I mean, in 2015 he came to Paris Saint Germain, guys. He's only 34 years old, and he's a magician. He's a really good player, creative midfielder or creative wide player. I guess you can say he can kind of play the cam position as well, kind of like in that Messi spot this season where Messi was kind of that center forward. I think Di Maria could play there as well. But for the most part, yeah, he is a very good number 10 who kind of creates opportunities. He's a magician. And another guy who kind of is that number 10 role is Prime Isco. When was it? 2017, 2018, 2019? I think somewhere between those, between 2017 and 2019. Prime Isco, guys, was just crazy. I think it was 2017. Prime Isco was that magician. He was that creative midfielder. So he is really good for Real Madrid, that creative attacking midfielder, the number 10 that Madrid needed. So yeah, I think Isco and Di Maria, more Di Maria is one of the most underrated number 10, one of the most underrated creative players, creative magicians this century. That's what I wanted to say. So this is a huge signing for Juventus. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna thank Di Maria with all my heart. He's done a lot for Paris Saint Germain, so I will miss him. But we got bigger signings. We got bigger signings this summer, guys. So don't worry. I wanted to talk about Rafinha as well, guys. Rafinha, the Brazilian, it looks like Leeds have accepted Chelsea's offer for Rafinha, guys. Now it's up to the Blues to get on personal to negotiate with the Brazilian on personal terms, guys. So let's see. Will Rafinha go from Leeds, 25-year-old, go from Leeds to Chelsea, guys? And I think Chelsea this summer, I think they're gonna have a pretty good time in the transfer market this summer. Of course, I think their midfield is pretty solid. Of course, they got the one and only top 3 Ballon d'Or winner, guys. Jorginho, or not Ballon d'Or winner, Ballon d'Or top 3 Ballon d'Or ranking, Jorginho. They got Kovacic, the Croatian, who's a pretty good midfielder as well. And then of course the one and only N'Golo Kante, guys. So I think Chelsea's midfield is already, they have a solid midfield. And then I think all Chelsea need to kind of improve on is their attack and their defense. Of course, the defense after losing Antonio Rudiger, I think they might be losing Marcos Alonso or Azpilicueta. I think one of those two are going to Barcelona, I believe. So they're losing 2 defenders. So I think getting 2 more backup defenders will be good for Chelsea. And then in the attack as well, loaning Romelu Lukaku back to Inter Milan for a 1-year loan. They're going to be losing another striker. I mean, they do have Timo Werner. Who I believe I think he had a pretty solid season compared to his first season at Chelsea back in 2020, where he was a meme. I think this season, Timo Werner was definitely a crazy. He was like the German R9, guys. He was the German R9. You could say he was kind of like close, guys. If you guys don't know, Close, a German striker. I think he's retired now. No, I don't think he is retired now. So Close, guys. He was killing it this season, especially that one goal in the Champions League against Real Madrid. I think it was offside or something. That was just a crazy goal. I said he was like the German R9, guys. That's what really sparked him for me. But yeah, they do got Timo Werner, and then in the attack they got Christian Pulisic as well as Mason Mount. So I think getting Rafinha, I know they're getting Raheem Sterling is, yeah, it says down here Raheem Sterling could snake from Man City to Chelsea. So even if he does snake to Chelsea, I think that's gonna be a really good signing for Chelsea. Getting Raheem Sterling, that's gonna get them way more penalties after he dives. And then I think there's also rumors of Neymar and Ousmane Dembele, guys. So Ousmane Dembele might not be bad. I think it'd be pretty good if Dembele stays at Barca, but of course Dembele just wants the money, so hopefully he stays at Barca. But if Dembele is gonna chase after money, then let it be. Let it be for Dembele. He's just ruined his career. I think Dembele under Xavi has been great. So if he continues to stay at Barca, it's going to be really good for not only Barcelona but for Ousmane Dembele as well. And then yeah, Neymar as well is rumored to go. I want to talk about Neymar a bit later after we go deeper into the Paris Saint-Germain section of the video, guys, of the podcast. But yeah, Neymar could also be a possibility um, for Chelsea, but it's just a matter of will Chelsea be able to pay off the wages of Neymar. So I don't know, because that guy's wages is crazy. That guy's wages is insane, out of this world. But yeah, that is that right there. Gareth Bale, guys, to LAFC. So this is gonna be crazy. I think we have three crazy European signings to the MLS. Of course, Gareth Bale coming from a free transfer from Real Madrid to LAFC. We got Chiellini, who's after 17 years at Juventus has now left the club and left the national team as well, and is now retiring at the MLS at LAFC as well. And then we got Lorenzo Insigne, who's kind of ruined his career, and he's gone to Toronto, guys. But I guess you could say that Lorenzo Insigne, he didn't just go for the money. I guess he kind of wanted to spread football over here as well, and kind of spread, because I swear to God, in America, I feel like you're brainwashed when you grow up in North America. You're kind of like brainwashed. Like, the only thing they show on TV is kind of like hockey and basketball, and I really like those two sports, but I feel like they don't really show much European football here because it's not really good here. So when these big stars come to the MLS, these broadcasting companies are gonna be saying like, "Oh, we should broadcast more football." So that's gonna be good. So I really like when these players can come to the MLS and grow football in North America. So that's really good. And not just on TSN or something I get to watch it, but even in real life, maybe I can go to a game and watch it, which makes it more I guess exciting for fans to buy tickets and go to the game and watch like these players. So that's pretty good. Of course, three huge signings from Europe coming to the MLS. So yeah, Gareth Bale looks like the deal is done. That is Gareth Bale right there, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about Paris Saint-Germain news, guys. We got Luis Campos has convinced Renato Sanchez to sign for Paris Saint-Germain. So, guys, Renato Sanchez, of course, this guy, what is he? He's only 24. Renato Sanchez, I think he's 24 years old. 24 years old. He's played for Bayern Munich and LOSC Lille, who like two really big teams, and now could come to Paris Saint-Germain, guys. So that's gonna be crazy. Renato Sanchez, this guy is like a legend in the midfield. So if we can get him at Paris Saint-Germain, I'll be very, very happy, because we got Verratti as our defensive midfielder. We got Renato Sanchez. Maybe we got Paredes as well. Paredes. So we got Paredes as our defensive midfielder. Verratti and Renato Sanchez all in the midfield. And I think there's only one thing left that we need, which is that creative midfielder. And in that case, that would be the one and only Paris Saint-Germain. That'd be Vitinha, guys. Vitinha, who I believe is 23, 22 years old, who plays at FC Porto, guys, who I think had a really, really good season as well. He's kind of that creative midfielder. He's only 22 years old, so he's young, still has a lot more years of experience to go. He's going to learn a lot as a midfielder. So that's going to be really good. So today or tomorrow, the deal for Vitinha payment terms have made the case stalled a bit, but now everything is resolved concerning Renato Sanchez. Say that he isn't in the club first priority circle. Okay, so it looks like Vitina. How do you say this guy's name? Vitinha. Okay, who cares? I don't care. I don't know. Maybe you like. I was wondering, like, is it Vitina or something? Vitinha or something. Yeah. Anyways, guys. The Portuguese young star center mid from Porto looks like is the priority because we do need a creative midfielder, and looks like he is the perfect midfielder for us. And then kind of having that big center mid, Renato Sanchez is also going to be really good. So I think after we get Vitina, we definitely should go for Renato Sanchez. So those are going to be very, very good signings. And as I said, I think we kind of needed that versatile attacking center mid, kind of like Christopher and Nkunku. But it looks like Christopher and Nkunku will be extending his contract with RB Leipzig to 2026, another 4-year extension at RB Leipzig for Christopher Nkunku. But as I said, if we did get Nkunku, I think that kind of versatile Nkunku player who can play at that central attacking mid spot, kind of can play out wide as well. That'd be a really good player for us. But unfortunately, we will not be getting Nkunku as he has re-signed with RB Leipzig till 2026. But yeah, as I said, Renato Sanchez. I think Renato Sanchez is going to be that big midfielder. He's going to be that big defensive. He's going to be kind of our more physical midfielder because I think that's kind of what we need. We kind of had that with what's his name? Danilo Pereira. We kind of have him. He's the Portuguese center defensive mid for us at Paris Saint-Germain. And I kind of think he's a kind of defensive player for us. But I feel like sometimes like he kind of just doesn't, like, his reactions or kind of I kind of feel like his defensive awareness or reactions sometimes in like the final the final 20 minutes of the game is not really the best. So I think with Renato Sanchez playing at Bayern Munich, playing at Los Lille, at these top 2 level teams, and then maybe coming to Paris Saint-Germain, he's going to be learning a lot with PSG, kind of having that mentality role from Marquinhos, from Ramos, but instead of having that mentality role, that composure role in the defense, he's kind of going to have that composure role in the midfield instead. Because I kind of feel like of course, there's going to be that overall captain of a team. For us, it's going to be Marquinhos. But then there's also going to be that leader in each section of the field. So there's going to be that leader in defense, which is Marquinhos. There's going to be that leader in the midfield. So hopefully that'll be Renato Sanchez. And then there's going to be that leader up top, which would be Mbappe, guys. So I think we kind of need that leader in the midfield as well. Just to kind of like say like, oh, someone go like pressure him. Paredes should like stay, like he'll like tell Paredes to stay back as a more defensive midfielder, or like tell Verratti to stay back. But yeah, I think having that kind of big, composed, kind of physical player in the midfield is going to be really good for Paris Saint-Germain, for us at PSG. So that's going to be really good there. It looks like so yeah, that's going to be that. Bayern Munich want at least 75 million from Barcelona for Robert Lewandowski, guys. So first we have 50 million, then we have 60 million, and now 75. Bro, let me see the comments here. He's going to be benched the whole season next year until he cries and extends forcefully. That's when Bayern will decide to sell him to China or... Bro, what the heck? Bayern is just trying to let Lewandowski know that he can't dictate for a club that he wants to leave, knowing fully well that he has a contract with them. There is always a way to tell them. I guess you can kind of say that, because what Robert Lewandowski did, he said like, I want to leave, I badly want to leave. Barcelona is my only place I want to go. So I guess like Bayern are kind of upset from him. But I mean, after all he's done for Bayern Munich, surely they can give in to Lewandowski. To give in to the legend of Robert Lewandowski. He's done so much for the club, so let him leave. But I mean, at the same time, you also got to keep in mind that he signed a contract for a reason, is to play for the club until his contract ends. So that's the point of the contract. That's the reason why Bayern signed him, is so he can play for the club at high European level, um, for Bayern Munich to win European trophies. That's the point of a contract, to stay and to play for the club. But I mean, after all he's done for Bayern, I guess Bayern should kind of give into him and let him lead, as he cause since he wants to. But yeah, guys, looks like that is that. I just wanted to talk about that over there. We'll listen to offers for Alex Telles. Okay, so it looks like Alex Telles will could be leaving the club. I think it would be pretty good um if Alex Telles stays. I think he's a pretty underrated player for um for Manchester United. But talking about Manchester United, it looks like Frankie De Jong from Barcelona might be going to Manchester United after Eric Ten Hag's takeover at Man United. It looks like he wants to be signing his former Ajax youngster Frankie De Jong from Barcelona to Manchester United and reunite the the pairing of um the pairing of De Jong, Ten Hag, and who's the other guy? Oh, I forgot the other guy's name, but no, not Van der Sar. That's the goalkeeper. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The Dutch CDM for United, reuniting those three at United instead. Um, I think, yeah, of course they definitely, like, no matter who it is, actually definitely matter who it is. But like United definitely need to improve their midfield, and I think the reason they've kind of been doing bad is definitely because of the midfield, definitely because of the defense, and I think the reason why, of course, Ronaldo had a pretty good season for himself. I think without Ronaldo, United would be in the Conference League or maybe even in no European competition. But I think Ronaldo definitely could have done better because, uh, Ronaldo definitely could have done better if United had a better midfield. Because I think what Ronaldo needs to really play is a strong midfield. He had that at Real Madrid, of course, or he had that back in the old days uh with uh um with United. They had like who they had. They had like um Rooney, who is a crazy midfielder. He's like one of the best midfielders in the Premier League of all time. So he was there to kind of like hold that midfield. And then like even at Real Madrid, you got Modric, you got Casemiro. So you had a strong midfield there. Even at Juventus, they definitely don't have the strongest midfield. What's the who's that guy? The American McKennie or something? McKenzie. Um, they've got not Tonali. He plays for AC Milan. They've got Locatelli. So I think Juventus definitely have a solid midfield as well. So of course he had a solid midfield when he was previously at Madrid at United back in like 2009, back in 07. Um, and then he had a insane midfield with Kaká. He had Modric, Casemiro, all at Madrid. He even had a better midfield, solid midfield at Juventus as well. But at United, the thing that United is missing is the midfield, that creative midfield. You got Bruno Fernandes, who I feel like also needs to. I think the thing with Bruno Fernandes is he needs to have those two like defensive midfielders as well, because Bruno Fernandes also kind of needs to have that kind of like strong midfield so he can, because I feel like kind of with Fernandes he doesn't have that creative midfield. He doesn't have that creative midfield that he needs, or that defensive midfield. He kind of has to do the work for the midfield. And then same with Varane. Varane could be an insane midfield or an insane defender for Man United. But what Varane needs is kind of that captain player with him. So with Ramos was the kind of that leader in the defense. That's why Varane did good. Varane is kind of not that leader player. But if Varane had that leader type player with him, that like partnership with him, at United, it'd be way better. So like kick Maguire out of the club, get a new center back, kind of a leader center back to pair with Varane so he can play better as well. And as I said, get a new midfielder. So with De Jong, he'll be your box to box, that creative midfielder. Um, Bruno Fernandes as your attacking midfielder, and then have a central defensive midfielder as well. So defending midfielder, you got Bruno Fernandes, Frankie De Jong, and that's a pretty good solid midfield right there. And then of course a new center back as well. So I'd say what United need is 3 new center mids and 2 new center backs. I think that's what they need. That's the perfect transfer market. The transfers for United this season is 3 new center mids, being Frankie De Jong, an experienced center mid, a defensive midfielder, and maybe a youngster midfielder, kind of like Ronaldo Sanchez, kind of just a young midfielder as well, like Camavinga, Chouameni, like someone else, like Jude Bellingham. Of course, they're not gonna get Jude Bellingham, but I'm saying someone like that type of player. And then in the defense, they definitely need someone like a Ramos, a Skriniar, a what's his name, Delict. So maybe Delict back to Eric Ten Hag reuniting with Delict. Maybe that could happen, but that's what they need. That's what United need next season, to have a perfect defense, a perfect midfield, a perfect attack. Because as I said, Ronaldo had a good season for himself, but he kind of needs the support of the midfield. So getting those 3 new midfielders, that box to box, that creative, that defensive midfield, and then also having a more support for David De Gea. So David De Gea doesn't have to do all the work. Having more support with signing 2 new center backs, like a kind of like a leader center back and just I guess another center back, will be really good for United as well. So yeah, that's what United need. I just wanted to talk about what they need and my thoughts on United at the moment. Yeah, as I said, Ousmane Dembele, Chelsea have made a contract offer to Ousmane Dembele. His future will now be between Barcelona and Chelsea. And as I said, I think for Ousmane Dembele, I think for him it's gonna be better if he stays at Barcelona. I think after Xavi became manager back in the winter transfer window, I think Dembele has been something else. And after he reunited with Aubameyang, who's had a really good season, with a really good second half of a season with Barcelona, I feel like I kind of brought him joy and got him to play better. And I think the thing with Xavi is Xavi kind of believes in Ousmane Dembele, which kind of like Ousmane Dembele, like I feel like Ousmane Dembele kind of like doubted himself, but now when Xavi believes in him, he's gonna keep on trying until he gets that perfect opportunity to score that goal for Barcelona. So I think Xavi definitely can make Dembele back to what he's supposed to be, that really good right wing who like gets those crosses into the box for his teammates. I think Xavi can be that manager to kind of make him a really good player for what he's supposed to be. And I'm not saying like what's his name? I'm not saying Thomas Tuchel can't do that, but I feel like at Barcelona it's gonna be better for him. So yeah, I wanted to talk about those. Gabriel Jesus looks like he's going to Arsenal, and I think that's a really good signing for Arsenal. They're gonna have Gabriel Martinelli. They're gonna have Gabriel Jesus. I think there's another Gabriel in the center back. So they have like 3 Gabriels at Arsenal, and I think they're all Brazilian as well. But I think for Arsenal, if I think that's really good for Arsenal to get Gabriel Jesus. I think this is the perfect player that they needed. He can play on the right wing. He can play striker. He's mainly going to be playing striker, but I mean, you're going to have Gabriel Jesus as striker, Bukayo Saka at right mid or right wing. You're going to have Gabriel Martinelli on the left. You're going to have Odegaard in the midfield. So they're just going to have a really... I think Arsenal are going to have a really good season once again. Of course, they unfortunately, Arsenal bottled it at the end of the season. But I think this time, Arsenal are finally going to make it. Like here, this is my prediction. 100% Arsenal are making it to the Champions League next season, guys. Next season, Arsenal are making it to the Champions League. I'm the first guy to say it, and I'm just gonna be correct right there. Unless they're gonna bottle it, I think Arsenal have. I think they have such a talented youth squad that they have the. I think they can do it. I really think they can do it. I really want to see Arsenal do good. I want to see them back in their prime with Thierry Henry, with Vieira, with Ozil. So I think Arsenal now they have the younger, they have a very talented young, like youth squad. So they definitely have. I feel like when you're younger, you're also more creative. You kind of play with more better as a team. So I feel like it's when you're younger, you kind of have that more social skills. I think that's what good about Arsenal. They kind of more like they have more of a stronger relationship within the team and know each other better. So that when they're younger, so that's really good for Arsenal. They signed Gabriel Jesus. Okay, guys. So yeah, so we talked about Vitinha, guys, going to Paris Saint-Germain from Porto. He's gonna be our creative midfielder, and then same with Renato Sanchez, kind of being that leader in the midfield, that physical midfielder. Um, but I also wanted to talk about Xavi Simons going from. It looks like Xavi Simons has left and is now joined a deal valid until 2027 with surprising move by PCV or not PCV PSV. So it looks like, guys, it was supposed to be Xavi Simons was supposed to sign a long-term contract with Paris Saint-Germain and then go on a loan to PSV, guys. But it looks like he's gone straight to PSV, and it looks like the contract has collapsed. It looks like he's going to be going straight on a free offer. I really like Xavi Simons. I definitely saw the potential in him. I talked about him a few times in previous podcast episodes about like he can become our new creative midfielder. But how old is he? I think he's 27. How old is Xavi Simons? He's 19 years old. So in 2027, 5 years, he's going to be 24 years old, and we'll see what he becomes, and maybe we'll re-sign him back in 2027 as a new midfielder. So that, yeah, I like that. I like that plan to kind of re-sign him back in 2027, see what he becomes, because I do think that he needs more playing time at the club, or just more playing time in general to become a better player. And for his age, he definitely needs to have more playing time at PSV. He's gonna get that playing time back. He's Dutch as well. Xavi Simons is from Netherlands, so going back to his home country in the Netherlands will be good as well. And kind of give him that home vibe to play for his home country and for a home team. But yeah, we go down more. I think we're almost out of news over here. Yeah, we talked about this. PSG has a buyback option for Xavi Simons. Okay, it looks like that. Xavi Simons has signed with PSV until 2027. No extension. Oh yeah, looks like a 2022-23 home kit will be released tomorrow, so that's gonna be really good. I can't wait for that. I'll be copying it right away. Maybe like I don't know what I'll get. What player I should get? Verratti, Ramos. That'd be kind of cool. Neymar. Vitinha and Renato Sanchez will surround Verratti next season. So yeah, as I said, I'm very happy if we get both these players. As I said, you're gonna have you could have, I guess, Verratti as the defensive midfielder. You have Vitinha as your creative midfielder, and you got Renato as that physical midfielder leader in the midfield. You have another option where you got Paredes as your defensive midfielder. Verratti is your more box-to-box midfielder, because I know Verratti definitely likes to dribble with it, to pass. Verratti is definitely a good dribbler, a good creative midfielder. So I know Verratti is not just a good defensive mid, but more of a box-to-box midfielder. So we could play Paredes as our defensive mid, Verratti and Renato, Verratti and Vitinha. I think we're still gonna have Danilo Pereira, but I think the thing about Pereira is he's kind of not his defensive awareness and his reactions, his composure is not really the best for us. So I think getting Renato Sanchez, more composed player, will be really good for our midfield. So that is that right there. Yeah, so this is the league to jersey. This kind of reminds me of back when was it, when Cavani was at Paris Saint-Germain, or even when what's his name was Zlatan, PSG 2017. Shit. Yeah, it was 20. It was one of these ones. Kind of like when Thiago Silva was kind of at the club, 2019. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of reminds me of this one. I know I have one over here, like the one from last season, 2021 kit. Yeah, not really like this one. I feel like it kind of reminds me more of this one, maybe because there's like more where is it? There's kind of more white in it, and over here there's more like white as well. The white kind of stands out more. Maybe that's why I'm getting these types of vibes. Um, I really like the kid. I don't mind the kids. Like there's kind of like a curve on the top here. Qatar Airways. We're gonna have a goat as the sponsor. Of course, we have the goat, Lionel Messi at the club as well. So why not have goat as the sponsor as well? Like who's the sponsor? I think we have that AII one as their sponsor. Oh, so Qatar Airways. Back to Qatar Airways. It looks like. Yeah, I really like this kid. It definitely reminds me back of that Thiago Silva days, that Cavani days, kit type style. I think because the white kind of stands out more. Um, but yeah, like I personally like the kit, so I'll take it. I'll definitely buy one. Maybe like Verratti, Neymar, Ramos. I'll definitely buy a kit right there. Looks like, guys, Paris Saint-Germain will accelerate in the coming days, in the coming hours to seal the signing of Milan Skriniar, a fee around 70 million, guys. So Renato Sanchez wants PSG only. Paris ready to offer 10 million to Lille. Okay, so it looks like Renato Sanchez on personal levels will wants to join PSG. So it's good that a player wants to play for the club and they're willing to play for the club, putting their life on the line for the team, like playing like passionate football for the team. Looks like he wants to join PSG, so that's gonna be good. Same with Milan Skriniar. I think Milan Skriniar also said that he wants to play for PSG. So it looks like PSG will be paying Inter Milan or a fee of 70 million. So hopefully Milan Skriniar does come in to the club. And I think, yeah, him, Marquinhos, and Ramos are going to be really good. Milan Skriniar this season had a really good season. He's just such a composed player, such a defensive, physical player, and like I think he's kind of like a faster player that we need in the defense as well. So we could play like a 3-back, which I think that even like Pochettino was testing out a 3-back with Kimpembe, Marquinhos, and Ramos. But now we can do Skriniar, Marquinhos, Ramos, Skriniar, Kimpembe, or Marquinhos, like any combo we want. I think we might be selling Kimpembe, but I'm not quite sure yet. I don't mind keeping Kimpembe, but at the same time, I feel like Kimpembe, when we do start losing, I feel like he kind of doesn't like. I feel like he kind of loses it and starts to tackle the opponents and give them like a foul or something. So that's the only thing I don't like about Kimpembe. Other than that, I think he's a pretty good defender for us. Like last season, he had a really good season. Pending further confirmation, La Parisienne reports that PSG has almost completed the signing of Gianluca Gamaka. I don't know how. I just butchered the name harder than I don't know how I butchered that name so bad, guys. Like such a bad butcher right there. But even though the club wants 3 new forwards, Hugo Ekiteki, how do you pronounce his name, isn't expected to join. Okay, so it looks like I don't know any clue about this. I think he's an attacker. I think he's an attacker. Italian footballer, Italian professional who plays as a striker. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. I think we're gonna be letting Mauro Icardi go, leave the club this summer as well. So I think getting this youngster as well. I think he's pretty young as well, by the looks of it. 23 years old. So both Mbappe and him, 23 years old. He kind of has that connection with Donnarumma, with Verratti. So he's gonna have that kind of chemistry in the team as well. So he's going to be really good for us. I feel like he's going to be a pretty good signing. So I'll take him. I'll take him. He definitely has he's definitely young, so he definitely gonna get more experience playing with Messi, with Neymar, with Ramos, with Mbappe, of course. That's gonna be really good. Aboudo Diallo could leave this summer. He has many proposals. AC Milan, one of the clubs interested. He will decide soon. So yeah, looks like Diallo will be leaving. So not Kimpembe, but Diallo. And I actually kind of like Diallo. I think Diallo is a good player, but it looks like he will be leaving the club, and I think that could be good for him to get more game time. Now that we have Marquinhos, Ramos, Kimpembe, and now Skriniar, those four defenders will probably be playing more. So it looks like Diallo will be leaving. I hope that Thilo Kehrer does stay at the club. Kehrer, how do you say his name? Thilo Kehrer. This guy right here, the German center back, and this guy was really good for us this season when Hakimi was on international and duty. I really like the way this guy played, so I think he's a pretty good backup center back for us. So I'd like to keep him. Hopefully we don't lose him, but maybe he could leave as well to get more play time as well, to get more minutes on the field. But yeah, guys, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about for Paris Saint-Germain news, guys. We got a lot of really good signings, which I'm very happy. As I said, Renato Sanchez, Vitina, that Italian guy we just talked about, which I butchered very badly. We got Milan Skriniar, so we're gonna have some pretty solid signings. We got that new manager from Lille as well, I believe. Christophe Galiter, I think that's his name. Christophe Galiter, a French football manager. He looks like he's ready to manage the Paris Saint-Germain team. Like he wants to sign for PSG. He wants to improve the club, and then so that's gonna be really good. And I really like the way we're moving in the transfer market. What's his name? Our new sporting director. I already forgot his name. What a fan to forget our sporting director's name. Luis Campos. See, I'm a really good fan, guys. I know our sporting director. But yeah, guys, I think I really like the way he's moving in the transfer market to get Renato Sanchez, to hopefully get Vitina, getting two. Luis Campos is Portuguese himself, so it looks like he's going after Portuguese Renato Sanchez and Vitina, both Portuguese center mids. So he's kind of has that connection to bring him to the club, which is also two players that we need as well. So there's two really good signings. Milan Skriniar, he can see like the potential of Skriniar. I mean, he's already has the potential. He's already an insane center back for Inter Milan this season, and he's going to be really good for us at physical, kind of composed player that we need. And then he sees that young striker that I butchered very badly. He can see the talent in him. So I think we're moving. I really like the way we're moving in the transfer market. So let's just keep on going. Hopefully we sign the 4 players that we talked about, and hopefully everything works out good with Christophe Galiter as our new manager as well. But yeah, guys, holy, that's a lot of transfer news with Paris Saint-Germain, guys. But I wanted to talk about the World Cup predictions now that it's finalized. So let's go in it. I want to talk about Argentina, Portugal. I guess we're gonna give my predictions, and I'll talk about each country and each group and why I choose these countries to go on to the next stage. So Group A, guys, we got this is my order right here. Netherlands first, Senegal second, Qatar third, and Ecuador fourth. Now, yeah, I really don't know how Qatar plays and Ecuador plays, but I just feel, of course, Qatar is, of course, the hosting country, so they'd have that money to rig it. But I feel like, I don't know, sometimes the host does do pretty good. They do pretty decent. Like Russia 2018, I think they made it to the semifinals or the quarterfinals. Russia, when is it? 2014, we don't talk about that. Brazil getting knocked out terribly by Germany, 7-1 was that. So we don't talk about that. But for the most part, I feel like at least in 2018, the host country did pretty good. I'm not really sure how Qatar plays. I don't think they have the strongest team, but they could do good. And I expect them to get third. But I think Netherlands, who will be dominating this group. I think they have the composed Van Dijk. They got Bizot in net. He plays in the League 1. They got Frankie de Jong. They got Bergwijn. They do have a pretty good team, a pretty composed team. And then same with Senegal. They just won the AFCON last summer, guys. They got Edouard Mendy in net. They got Daddy, or should I say Koulibaly. They got Idrissa Gana Gueye. They got Diallo. They got what's his name? Sadio Mane, who's just went to Bayern Munich, who's a crazy signing for Bayern Munich. Only 60 million, guys. Crazy deal. What a steal from Liverpool for Bayern Munich. What a steal. Only 60 million for Sadio Mane. So I think Senegal will definitely be going out. Will they be making it past the round of 16? I'm not sure, but in this group, I think they'll be making it out. On paper-wise, at least Netherlands and Senegal make it out. But as I said, I really don't know how Qatar plays, and Qatar have the money. They are the hosting country of the World Cup, so they could beat Senegal and get first or get second. But I think the way it stands for me is Netherlands first, Senegal second, maybe Qatar a close third, and then Ecuador fourth. Group B, guys. We got Group B. This is World War III here. England, Iran, USA, and Wales. This is literally World War III. But I'm going to be saying here England, Iran, Wales, and USA. And, of course, this is going to be a very hard team. I see people doing Iran, or I see people like doing this. Wales, Iran, USA, England. But I think for me, it's going to be England, Iran, Wales, and USA. People are just making such a meme of England. I mean, England haven't been doing the best in the Nations League. Last year, they did make it to the Euros to the finals of the Euros against Italy, where they got robbed. I think they should have won. But as I said, I think England have talented players. Declan Rice. They got who's that new they got Phil Foden. Of course, they got the attack with what's his name? Harry Kane up top. You got Luke Shaw. You got Aaron Ramsdale. You got Bukayo Saka. You got Jadon Sancho. You got Rashford. So they have such a young, talented team. I feel like it's just not being utilized correctly. I think that what the problem is not Ramsdale, is Gareth Southgate. They definitely need a new manager that the players can kind of look up to. Like Rio Ferdinand would be a really good manager for England. I feel like it doesn't have to be an England manager, but I feel like Rio Ferdinand has been, I think Rio Ferdinand is kind of that leader type player. I don't know if he's a really good manager, but I'd say Rio Ferdinand couldn't be a bad shot. So they kind of need that player to look up to. The players need to look up to the manager. And the player shouldn't be telling the manager what to do. The manager should be telling what the players to do. So as I said, that's why if you have someone like Wayne Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, that's gonna be good, because he's kind of they're England legends. They're just legends of football as well, and so they can kind of like tell the players do this, do that, and kind of manage the squad. So yeah, that's why I put England at first, Iran at second. Now this is a tough one. Guys. Iran or Wales second. Of course, as someone who has a Persian background, I'm gonna say Iran. I think Iran plays really well as a team. I think all we need to kind of focus on, like kind of improve on, is maybe our defense or our midfield. I feel like our attack is really, really good with Serdar Azmoun. We got Jahan Baksh. We got Taremi. So our attack is really good. But I think we just need to improve on our defense a tiny bit more. And we do have a pretty good defense. But I think like compared to teams like Netherlands, England, France, like we definitely need to improve it more. Like our attack is really good. It's just maybe the defensive midfield. But other than that, we still play really well as a team. Iran played really well as a team. But I think Wales as well has a really good team. And with Gareth Bale making it to the World Cup for the first time, I believe, he wants to put his all into it. So that's why I say maybe Wales can go the second, maybe even Wales and England switch here. I could say this. And then unfortunately I'm gonna say USA in last, because I think they have the players, but it's just not enough to beat Iran to beat England. So I think England USA is going to be pretty good. Of course, lately England haven't been doing good. So if England play that bad in the World Cup, then England could go down, and then the standings could be like this. But on paper, I think it's definitely like this, and I'm gonna stay strong with my word. I personally like England. I think they have they have they have the talent, they have the squad, but will it be utilized correctly in the World Cup and not like it is in the Nations League a few weeks ago? So, uh, so let's see how it goes for England. And as I said, Iran, I think, yeah, I really want Iran to go through. As I said, Wales could put it all into it and go up, because I think Wales is a really strong team as well. In the UK, the Wales could put their all into it and go to second. But I think I'm gonna stay like this. Iran and Wales is definitely gonna be a close call of who is gonna be going through. But for me, it's gonna be Iran. Over here, guys, we're gonna have Argentina, Poland, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. So Argentina, of course, have been different team lately, guys. Last year, winning the Copa America, then winning the Finalisma against Italy. So, like, I think the pressure is kind of off. I think this is the best team Messi has played with in the Argentinian squad for his whole career. This is the best team, the strongest team Messi has had in a while. So I think they have the flow of winning the Copa America, the Finalisma. Can that flow continue to win the World Cup, or at least get to the final? The final is not enough. They need to win the World Cup. If Lionel Messi wants to get that, because people are gonna be saying that Messi is the best of all time. I'd say that as well. I think I prefer Messi. Maybe I won't say the best of all time. He will be in the top 5 best of players, or top 10 best players of all time. But he doesn't have a World Cup. If Messi wants to get the title of being the best player of all time, I think right now I'd have to give the title to Maradona. I think Maradona is the best player of all time. He has a World Cup. He has a Ballon d'Or. I think Maradona is the best player of all time. I don't care. I don't care what you say. Messi is the best player of the century for me. Messi is the best player. He's definitely in the top 10 of best players of all time. But he's definitely in the number 1 spot of the best player of all time. I gotta give it to Armando Maradona. So if Messi wants to get the title and kind of draw, or kind of get above the level of Maradona, he has to win this World Cup. A final is not enough. He made it to the final back in 2014 World Cup final against Germany. He made it to the final, but it's just not enough, because he didn't do anything in the 2014 World Cup. Di Maria carried Argentina. If Argentina was to win, like, there's no ways that like Messi would get any trophies for doing anything, because he didn't do anything for Argentina this World Cup in 2014. So this is his 1 World Cup. He has this. Argentina are strong. Like, Messi is playing with the strongest team, the strongest Argentinian team in his career. So this is his time to shine after winning Copa America, after winning Finalisma. I feel like the pressure is kind of off of him, because before he had the pressure of, like, he needs to win a trophy for his country. But now that pressure is kind of off of him. So he doesn't really have to worry about winning a trophy anymore. But now it's all about winning the title of being the best of all time. So I think, for personally, I want Argentina to win. Like, if we talk about Portugal here, I think Portugal, I think the thing about Messi, guys, is Messi is more of that overall. He's more of a complete player. He's a striker. He can score goals. He can give assists. He's a magician. He's a creative midfielder. He drops back defensively. Messi is an overall complete player, whereas Ronaldo, of course, he has more assists, he has more goals, he has more he has insane dribbles, he's more physical. Ronaldo is more of that striker player. But like Ronaldo has more goals, and he has better goals as well, I have to say. And Ronaldo has more assists as well. But even though Ronaldo has more assists, compare Ronaldo's assists to Lionel Messi, and Messi's assists are way better than Ronaldo's, because Messi is such more a creative midfielder, a magician, a complete player. That's why I think Messi deserves it more than Ronaldo. because Messi is just more of a complete player who deserves it. And I think yeah, he's kind of like that Maradona. It's kind of like who wins the World Cup back in like in the olden era. Maradona, like it's like before the debate. Maradona, Eusebio, Cruyff, um, Zidane, R9. It's like you had these top players, and now it's like Messi versus Ronaldo. I think Messi is the one who deserves it because he's the one who kind of he's a complete player. I think if he wants to be the best of all time and be better than Maradona, he has to win this World Cup. A final isn't enough. So yeah, I just wanted to go on that rant right there, but why Messi deserves it more because he's kind of more that complete player. Of course, it'll be crazy to see Ronaldo win, but I think even if Ronaldo wins, Messi is still going to be on the same level as Ronaldo, even if Ronaldo has the World Cup. If Messi wins the World Cup, Messi is going to be better than Ronaldo. And I'm kind of like one of those people who are saying like, oh, just because Ronaldo has the World Cup doesn't mean Messi should also be the same level as Ronaldo. Like you get what I mean. I'm saying like, oh, just because Ronaldo has more trophies doesn't mean he's better and stuff. Like what I'm trying to say here is I think Messi is a more overall complete player that he deserves the World Cup more than Ronaldo. That's what I want to say. Messi is a more of a talented player that deserves the World Cup. Ronaldo has made it so far with his like hard work and dedication and passion for like to play football. But I feel like still that Messi is kind of more of that like Messi is like the new Maradona, and if he wants to become that like better than Maradona, he needs to win the World Cup right this year. That's why I want Messi to win the World Cup. So that is my Messi versus Ronaldo. Who should win Who should win the World Cup rant? Um, yeah, guys, Messi at first right there. I wanted to put Poland in second, and if this was like 2 World Cups ago or 3 World Cups ago, like if this was 2 World Cups ago, I'd put Mexico second. But I think that Mexico are just not the team that they used to be. They're out of that like prime Mexican era, guys. With Chicharito, like Chicharito is kind of older now. Um, Lucas Vela. They got who else did they got? I got the guy that striker and who plays at Wolves in the Premier League. They got that Corona midfielder who plays for Sevilla. So they have a pretty solid team. But I think it's just not what it used to be back in like 2 World Cups ago. And then yeah, I think Saudi Arabia, of course, going last. I don't know how they play, but I don't think they're as strong as Mexico. I think even though I just said like Mexico are not what they used to be, I think they're still stronger than Saudi Arabia. Now here, guys, oof, we got the France, the previous World Cup winner, so they do have the World Cup curse on them. But even with the World Cup curse on them, I think France are still going to go first, Denmark second, Australia third, and Tunisia fourth. I am kind of biased here. And as I said, France have the World Cup curse on them, but like France, I don't know. France definitely have I think France right now could be the best team, like the best team in the past 8 years. I think France is the best team in the past 8 years. And let's see if France goes back to back. We've only seen one country go back to back World Cup, and that was a long time ago, which was Brazil. So let's see if France can do it again. And France also have the World Cup curse on them. And if you guys don't know what the World Cup curse is, it's basically like Italy won, or Spain won the Euros in 2012 it was, and then they got knocked out in 2014 in the when was it in the knockout stages in 2014. And we see it with Italy this year or last year. Italy won the Euros. They didn't qualify this year. There's one, I think 20. It was 98 World Cup where France won, and I think that France got knocked out in 02. I think since they won in 98 with Henri, Zidane, and all those legends. So France have that curse on them once again. But I think France are such a strong team, they'll be able to break it. Mbappe, you got Benzema this time, you got Pogba, you got N'Golo Kante. You just have a stronger team than it was in 2018. You got Mbappe, who's such a different player than he was in 2018. So I think France have a much stronger team. It's kind of like the same team that they had in 2018, but they're stronger and more. They've like definitely experienced way more, and they're a stronger team than they were in 2018. They do have the curse, but they are a stronger team, so I think they'll break the curse, and I think they'll make it quite far as well. And then yeah, I put Denmark second. Denmark had a really good run last year in the Euros, guys, making it to the semifinals against England, and then even in the Nations League as well. Nations League. If we look over here, Nations League groups. Dude, show me the table. Come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, even in the Nations League, it looks like Denmark are killing it against Croatia, Austria and France. Denmark are topping their group in the Nations League in the League A Group 1. That's why I think Denmark is definitely a really good team. Of course, they got Christian Eriksen, they got Kasper Schmeichel. They have a really strong team. Damsgaard, who plays in the Serie A, so they have a really good team. And then Australia, I mean, a lot of people just make fun and say Denmark first, Australia second, France third, because I think last time, yeah, I think it's France versus Australia, and France beat Australia and knocked them out. I think it was last World Cup in Russia. So yeah, France had the World Cup curse, and kind of had that, and Australia have that revenge back on France. So France kind of have a lot of them, a lot of pressure on them to beat Australia and beat the curse. But a lot of people are making fun and saying like France are gonna lose to Australia, Denmark getting first, Australia second. But no, that's not happening one bit. France are the strongest team. I think this World Cup, they have like a 20% win rate, I think, to win the World Cup. I think Argentina or France have a 20% win rate to win the World Cup. So France going first, Denmark second, Australia third, and Tunisia fourth, guys. We got the Group E, guys, where we have Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan. So I'm gonna be putting here Germany, Spain, I think Japan and Costa Rica. Now I'm gonna say Germany over Spain just because I feel like Spain is such a young team. They got Gavi, they got Pedri, they got Ansu Fati, they got who's that, Ferran Torres, they got who's that, Oscar Mingueza. They just have such a younger team that I feel they definitely have a lot of experienced players. Jordi Alba, Busquets, Papi Piqué. So they have a lot of experienced players. Alvarez, Brick, Morata, guys. So they have a lot of experienced players, but I feel like there's so many young players as well that it kind of might mess them up. They're definitely gonna do good. They have a lot of young, talented players, but I think Germany are just gonna be a stronger team with Antonio Rudiger, with Manuel Neuer. So they with Florian Wirtz, I think, who's had a really good season as well in the Bundesliga. I think Germany have a kind of a stronger team than Spain do. And then Japan and Costa Rica. I think Japan are gonna do better than Costa Rica just because Costa Rica barely made it into the final, barely made it into the World Cup. That's why I'm gonna say Japan are gonna do better than Costa Rica. But I really don't know how both teams play. I think Japan are better though. They got Tomiyasu, who plays for Arsenal. They got Kubo, who plays for who I think he's like been loaned to so many clubs. I think this season he was loaned to another La Liga club, but he's technically signed with Real Madrid, but just loaned out to another team. I think they got a few players in the Bundesliga as well. They got that striker, I don't know his name. But I think Japan are a stronger team than Costa Rica, so I'm gonna be putting Japan third over there in Group E. Group F, guys, with Canada, Belgium, Morocco, and Croatia. And I think this is quite tough because Belgium have a strong team, but I feel like Belgium could have been a better team. They got De Bruyne, they got Lakaka, they got of course they got Denayer, they got Thibaut Courtois, the beast, the brick wall in net. So I think Belgium could. I'll put Belgium at first, but I feel like they may just bottle it. They may bottle it against Canada, against Morocco, against Croatia. They may bottle it, but I'm gonna be putting them at first still. And then I'm gonna be putting. This is a tough one because as someone who's born in Canada, I really want to put Canada second, Croatia third, and Morocco fourth. But I know, like, on paper wise, Croatia is first. But I don't want to say on paper. I feel like Canada do have that. for Canada making it to the World Cup, we're gonna be putting for the first time in like 60 years or like I don't know how long it is now. Canada has made it to a World Cup finally for the second time in history. So I feel like we're gonna be putting our all into it. We have a really good team: Jonathan David, Kyle Larin, Alfonso Davies. We just need all we need is kind of a better defense and a. I think all we need is a better defense and maybe we're good to go in this World Cup. So I'm gonna be putting Canada at second. And then, guys, we got that'll be crazy if Canada gets second, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, that's why I'll put Croatia third. But as I said, I'll put Canada second. Maybe Belgium bottle it, and then we'll go like and then the score will be like this. But personally, I'll like. There's three different situations here. Is Belgium bottle, and this will be the score here. Belgium do good. I support Canada. Canada put their all into it. Canada gets second, Croatia third. Or on paper, Croatia get the second and Canada get third. I think Canada are definitely a stronger team than Morocco. That's why I'm gonna put Morocco last. But as it stands, I'll put Canada second. I'll put Canada second just because I'm a Canadian, so I want to support Canada. I don't know we'll do good as well. Over here, Group G, it's as the order here is what it looks like here: Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon, guys. This is gonna be a really tough group for Brazil. A really tough group for Brazil. They got Serbia, they got Switzerland. Serbia versus Switzerland is gonna be good. So there's definitely good teams here as well. Serbia, Switzerland is definitely gonna be a kind of like a. I don't think they're like really good teams together, so that's gonna be a really good like game to watch. There's gonna be a lot of crazy stuff happening there. From between the fans, but I think Serbia had that stronger team. They got Vlahovic and I don't know any. I always get confused between the Serbian players and the Croatian players. But imagine if Yugoslavia, what is it? Yugoslavia. Imagine if it didn't like separate apart to Croatia to Serbia. If it was one country still, that would be crazy country. With Modric, with Vlahovic, it would be a crazy country. But unfortunately, they split apart. They wanted their own like kind of like country, their own like their own people, their own nationalists. They're all their own nationalism, their own religion or whatever. You get what I mean? So I think that's why they split up. But if they didn't split up, Serbia, Croatia, if they're one country, that would be a crazy team. But yeah, I think the standings is as it is here, and Brazil are definitely going to be winning the group here. And then over here, I think we're going to have Portugal, Uruguay. I think we're going to have South Korea and then Ghana at last. So Portugal, of course, going to be killing it in their group with Ronaldo. I think you got Ruben Diaz, you got Rui Patricio, you got Nuno Mendes, you got Bruno Fernandes, you got Bernardo Silva, you got Gonzalo Guedes, you got João Cancelo. So they have a strong team. Mentally, they have a strong team. They have a really good team as well who play really good as a team together, a really good chemistry within the team. So that's why Portugal first. Uruguay, let's see what happens to Uruguay and Ghana, guys. Because if you guys don't remember, Uruguay, what did I say? Uruguay and Ghana. If you guys don't remember, what's his name? Luis Suarez handball, and then it gets a penalty for Ghana, and Ghana miss, and Uruguay go through. So that's gonna be crazy. Ghana versus Uruguay is gonna be crazy. But I think Uruguay, I'm gonna put Uruguay going through because I think Uruguay have a stronger team now with Araujo. They got Freddy Valverde, they got Cavani, they got Luis Suarez. So I think they have a pretty strong team as well. I think that Coates, guys, I don't know his name, but I know he plays in the I think he plays for Sporting in the Portuguese league, in the Liga NOS. So I think Uruguay have a decent team. So I think they have a stronger team. As I said, Freddy Valverde, Araujo. So I think they're gonna do pretty good and go through this time. Yeah, those are my group stage games right here, guys. Round of 16, Netherlands versus Iran, guys. Oh, that's a tough one. That is a very tough one. As I talked about it with my dad. I said Iran should go through, but I think a stronger team is going to be Netherlands. I think a stronger team is going to be Netherlands unless Iran improve our defense. Then maybe we have a chance. But I think Netherlands are the stronger team here. Argentina versus Denmark. Definitely Argentina. Now imagine Iran beats Netherlands. We're gonna have Argentina versus Iran again, and this time Iran had another opportunity to beat Argentina. Back in 2014, we had the same thing. Argentina, but Messi had to do us dirty in the last minute of the game. In the last minute of the game, and knocked us out of the group stage, guys. All we had to do, we had to draw. We could have drew the game as well. But no, guys. Lionel Messi in the last minute had to score an insane free kick, guys, and knocked us out of the group stage. So maybe we get our revenge here. But as I said, Netherlands will probably be going through. But imagine if Iran beat Netherlands, Argentina beat Denmark, and then it will be Iran versus Argentina. That would be crazy. Yeah, I think if we're talking about which team is stronger here, Netherlands are definitely the stronger team. But as someone who has a Persian background, I want to support Iran. There, we have a really good team, so I think Iran could go through. But I think Netherlands are just a stronger team. England, Senegal. Okay, this is a tough one. Who did I put for Senegal? Okay, so we did have this over here. I'm gonna be putting England going through here, and then over here we're gonna have France going through for sure. Poland, of course, Robert Lewandowski, but I think France, as I said, are the stronger team. Germany, Canada. Unfortunately, this is gonna be too easy for Germany. Unfortunately, Canada. I'm very sorry to say, but I think Germany are the stronger team. We got Brazil, Uruguay, so I think Brazil go through. Belgium, Spain. I think Spain is the stronger team. Now, Brazil, Uruguay is definitely gonna be. Ooh, Brazil, Uruguay. Oh, that's gonna be a good game if this is true. If my predictions are true, Brazil, Uruguay is gonna be a really nice game. I'd like to see that. But we could also have if Portugal gets second, or if Brazil gets second, we'll be having Portugal, Brazil, which will also be crazy. But I said this as my predictions: Brazil and Portugal on both first in their group, so they're not going to be matched together. But if this does happen, Brazil versus Uruguay is going to be a very nice game. So Brazil are going to be going through for me. Spain, Belgium, as I said, Belgium could bottle it. Croatia could get first. Canada second still. And then it'll be Spain versus Croatia. But I think even if Belgium get first and we have Spain versus Belgium, I think Spain, I did say that Spain kind of have the younger team, so they might not do as well. But I do think that Spain are going to have, even with the younger team that Spain have, I think Belgium just not what they used to be. Belgium had that prime time, but they kind of lost it. But I mean, they do have Kevin De Bruyne, who wants to win the World Cup. Thibaut Courtois after an amazing season with Real Madrid. So Belgium do have that strong team, but I think Spain have more experience and younger talented players that Spain will go through. And then last but not least, Portugal versus Serbia. No easier game, but for Portugal, so Portugal will be going through. So we have some big games here. Netherlands versus Argentina. As I said, I think Argentina are mentally prepared. They're like, as I said, this is the strongest team Messi is playing with for his whole national career. So I think Argentina are going to be killing it this World Cup. I think Argentina will be going to the finals. So let me give more of my predictions, and then we'll talk about it. Brazil and Germany. I think so another big game. We talked about it. I said in 2014, Brazil hosted the World Cup, lost in their home against Germany 7-1. So crazy defeat. So this is their time to get their revenge, and I think Brazil will also beat Germany. Germany is definitely a strong team, but I think Brazil. I don't think Germany is what they used to be before, because they lost Toni Kroos. They lost. They don't have Philipp Lahm anymore. They don't have. I think Thomas Muller also retired from the national team, so they're losing a lot of their midfield. They do got Joshua Kimmich, Florian Wirtz, but I think Brazil still have that stronger team with Eder Militao, Marquinhos. You got Alisson, you got Alex Telles, you got in the midfield you got Casemiro, you got Neymar, Lucas Paqueta, you got Vinicius Junior, you got Richarlison. I think Brazil are just a stronger team this year, so they're gonna be beating Germany, getting their revenge. England, France. I think France will be going through for sure easily. And as I said, England. People are making a meme of England. So Wales could be getting first, England second here. But as I said, I think England will be topping their group. and I think England will be going through. And I think, as I said, England could bottle it. As I said, England have the talent, but it's just not being utilized correctly. They don't have a good manager, Gareth Southgate. So I think that's for that reason. And I said France is a stronger team. For that reason, France going through. Spain versus Portugal. I think Portugal, with the mentality that CR7 has, I think Portugal will go through as well. So we come here with the semifinals. Crazy, two crazy semifinals. I think we'll have. But here, as I said, I want Argentina to win because I think if Messi wins this, he'll be the greatest of all time. Even if Messi makes it to the final, it's not enough. But unfortunately, I think it ends here. I think it comes to an end for Argentina and Brazil go through. France versus Portugal. As I said, I think France is a stronger team this year. France basically has the same team that they did in 2018, but it's stronger, more experienced, like a Kylian Mbappe, who's 23 now, not 18. So he's a different player now. You got Benzema, Hugo Lloris, Varane. You got Jules Koundé. So they have such a better team, such a stronger team. France have. I mean, Portugal have an insane team as well. As I said, Ronaldo, Cancelo, Diaz. But I think France is gonna beat Portugal. It's not gonna be like 2016 Euros where Eder scored that winning goal against France. It's not gonna be like that in the final and it made Ronaldo win the Euros in 2016. So another matching Euro. This is Euro 2016 matching right here. Copa matching right here. You got Euro final versus Copa final, literally. But as I said, I think France are going to be that stronger team. Brazil versus France. Well, I do think, guys. As I said, I think a lot of people do want France to win. I think France are definitely the more popular, I think they're the more like top team to win, the more voted team to win the World Cup. But I do think Brazil are gonna put the passion in, and I think for me it's gonna be Brazil going through. Now I have my top five as well. Um, I wanted to talk about like how each team is doing. As I said, Argentina are doing good. I think Brazil just have a stronger team against Argentina. France have a stronger team against Portugal. I mean, it can go either way. Football is football. Anything can happen in football, guys. These are predictions. These are my predictions. And I said Brazil to win. See, 18% of players also predicted Brazil to win. Yeah, here, Argentina, 21%. And even England. A few podcast episodes ago, I said England in my top five to win the World Cup. I'm not wrong. I said England they have the talent. It's just not being utilized well. That's why I say they make it up to the quarterfinals. But yeah, guys. As to this is who I think is gonna win. Like, strength wise, as a team, I think this is my like the routes like Argentina, Brazil, France, and all in the quarterfinals. And then over here, I think France is a stronger team. Brazil are a stronger team here. Brazil versus France, I think Brazil are the stronger team to win the World Cup. But if this was a prediction of who I want to win the World Cup, if this was a biased prediction, I'd say Argentina, France, and Argentina win, and not get knocked out by France like they did in 2018. Maybe I can even say Argentina, Brazil, Argentina win, France, Portugal win, and then Argentina win here, or maybe like Portugal win here, like the last dance CR7 versus Ronaldo, and then like Messi wins. CR7 versus Ronaldo. What did I say? Messi versus CR7 and Messi wins in the final. This is what I'd say is a biased prediction. This is who I want. This is what I want to happen. What every football fan wants to happen in the World Cup this year. But I think strength-wise as a team, I think it has to go Brazil and France here in the quarterfinals winning, and then Brazil winning the World Cup. So that's my predictions right here. If you guys want to take a look at it, once again. Personally, I feel very confident with my predictions. But I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see when there's more national games. We'll talk about it again. Once we'll see what the national teams do differently. We'll see how they play in a few months when they play once again before the World Cup happens again. But yeah, those are my predictions. Those are all the football news, guys. Holy, an hour and 20 minutes. I think this is the longest podcast ever. Here, an hour 22 minutes, guys. So yeah, as I said on my Instagram, guys, that this episode is gonna be crazy. If you go over here, Does it not let us look? Maybe it's been like too long. I think it like got it expired, like the time ran out, so I think they took it down or something. Wait, what if I reload? Yeah, see, now the circle is not around, so it's gone. But as I said on my Instagram, guys, that today is gonna be a crazy episode, and it was. We talked about a lot of football news. We gave my World Cup predictions, and as I said, 2 weeks we haven't uploaded it, so we had a lot to talk about today. But yeah, guys, I think next episode will be next Wednesday, I think, because I'm going to San Francisco this Thursday up till next Tuesday or next Monday, and then on next Tuesday I have a job interview, guys. So I'll be busy for the next whole week. So the next episode will probably be next Wednesday if there's even football news. If there's no football news, then I won't have an episode. Maybe I'll stream next Wednesday instead. But yeah, I'll let you guys know on the Instagram. The link will be down below, so make sure you follow the Instagram. 144 followers there, guys. And yeah, guys, thank you for 22 subscribers on the YouTube channel, guys. Thank you so much for the support. I'm still thinking of what to do. I don't know if I'll do anything yet. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna end off the episode right there. If you guys enjoyed the episode, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and my personal Instagram if you guys want to. I'll appreciate it a lot. But yeah, thanks for the support, guys. Once again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you later. Stay flow and peace.